What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Hopin' and Copin'. Driving to work, I realized that, everybody kind of has, the same, emotions type behavior, behind it, It's so funny that, I noticed that everybody, they want to be loved, right? Everybody wants to, have that one that they know that they can trust in, build with, have a home with, and it's just crazy that when you have that, right, and it gains you, some kind of, strength or something, or maybe it's just, negative, I don't want to say negative people, but people who still got some shit to work on, right? Is that once they feel in charge of something, they just, I don't know, it's they gain this too much of a cocky confidence of not taking into consideration of how other people would feel. For instance, I used to say when I was in early stages of recovery, I used to tell people all the time I'm sick as fuck, and the reason that I would say that is because if somebody be oh, you're beautiful, and would show me attention that that they needed me there, I would shit on people. I would make them feel, and it's wrong for me to say, right? It really is wrong for me to say, but I would get this really cocky sense and would make them feel bad, I don't want to say about themselves, but about themselves. I would make them feel small because that was the power that I gained by just being hit on, and especially whenever I was in a vulnerable stage, so a lot of things made me feel really good in early recovery because I wasn't used to good and I didn't have good, so a lot of things that came along, I don't know, I just had this very cocky demeanor with me of yeah, I'm the shit, and I see it with, a lot of people today, and it's so, it's so wrong to have that, mentality, especially because when you have people who are genuinely, trying to be there for you and build you up and, just show you that they appreciate you and stuff like that, people tend to get, comfortable and, cocky with it, and, then you're leaving that person feeling, upset or trying to pick and pull themselves apart, what are they doing wrong, and just not feeling good in their area, and not saying that somebody can bring down your confidence if you're fully confident within yourself, but we all do have emotions, and all of us, we get our feelings hurt. If we get told no, we can get our feelings hurt. If we get told, or someone gets a higher pitched voice with us, and we can get sensitive and feel like they're yelling at us, things like that. And it's it's a messed up thing. Emotions can be so messed up, everything can get messed up. The saying that they would always say is hurt people, so if you're hurting, I feel when I'm hurting, I want to tell certain people I'm hurting, and the reason that I want to tell them that is because I'm asking you to be genuine with me. I'm not asking you to continue to be a dick or anything like that. No, I'm hurting. I want genuine compassion in that moment. Let me be tender for a moment, Everybody has that moment of where they should be allowed to be tender in the moment and be able to pick themselves back up when they're ready to pick themselves back up. And me, I can You know, I have to go through my shit so I can learn from it to be able to pick myself up, to be able to maneuver different. Like I said, we all go through different stages and emotions in our life, and we'll continue to keep going through those emotions in our life. But when someone is having a conversation with you, you know, make sure that you're listening to what they're saying and, you know, comprehend that. Comprehend what they're saying. You know, when I work in the treatment facility that I work in, you know, the first thing is, you know, listen to what the patients want. You know, because they will tell you what they want and different reactions, and you got to listen for it. And that's what we do. We take the time to open up our ears, shut our mouth, and listen to hear what they got to say. And most of the time, what they're talking about is telling you without exactly just saying bluntly, because people can have things go on in their head, right? Me for instance, I can have a lot of things running through my head, but if somebody would ask me like genuinely what's going on, but I have too many things running through my mind, I can't form the words to express it to come out my mouth. So a lot of times I'm like, I don't know, you know, it takes a little longer for me to, you know, express what I'm saying. But when I do express what I'm saying, I want someone to listen to what I'm saying. And, you know, regardless if this is you or it's not you or whatever else, like, I just feel like it's very important to, you know, listen to how someone is feeling and help them in that moment, you know, because we all go through, you know, shitty stages in life. You know, we all go through, you know, depressed moments. We all go through, you know, not feeling good enough. And, you know, if someone's coming to you and talking to you about it, like, don't brush it off like it's nonchalant, like, oh, it'll pass, you know, it's just a temporary thing. Like, yes, it may pass, and it may be a temporary thing, right? But that doesn't mean that it has to be avoided at all costs, right? You know, nobody wants, and then that's when people shut down, and then, you know, you just have to think about it. Like, would you want someone to, like, shut completely down to where they don't talk about nothing? What are they left with besides being in their own brain? And if you've ever been in your own brain, then you'll understand how it's not a fun or safe place to even be. So if someone, just take a moment if someone's having a conversation with you and they're letting you know, like, how they feel, like, be in the conversation. Like, try and give them the best advice. Like, don't make them feel like what they're saying is not important, or, you know, that it's not even worthy of talking about, or that it's just a silly emotion. Don't do that. Help them process it. You know, be there for them. Be a friend. You know, let them know that it's okay of what they're feeling, that they're not, you know, being crazy, or they're not being dramatic or anything like that. Just be a person that, you know, can help someone else. It's so hard for, you know, people to just talk about what they're going through, and then yet they confide in someone and it's like they get shut down. So that's all I got to share. So stay blessed.